Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and in this video we're breaking down Five Nights at Freddy's. The brand new movie based off the original video game has just dropped, and throughout this video we're going to be going through it all. Straight out the gate, heavy spoilers ahead, so if you haven't had a chance to check it out, then please check out now. Also hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe for breakdowns like this every day. With out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, so the movie loosely adapts the game whilst adding in some human drama to help pad things out. Whew, it's one of those. Now in it we follow Michael Schmidt, who's down on his luck after losing his job as a mall cop due to him assaulting a man that he thought had kidnapped a child. We learn that Mike's brother Garrett was kidnapped when he was younger, and Mike's been haunted by nightmares of the event every night. Studying dream theories, we can see this book by his bedside, and it somewhat plays into the visions that he has later on. Being offered a security job by Counselor Steve Raglan, he shows up to Freddy's reluctant to get to work. Times is hard, mate, and I gotta work in the Ghost Murder House arcade to get money to help buy Funko Pops. No, now the thing that makes Michael take the job is that he's trying to retain custody of his younger sister Abby, and thus he needs to keep it so she isn't shipped off to Aunt Jane. Oh god, not Aunt Jane. Now, as you'd probably expect, the job isn't all it's cracked up to be, and things get stranger and stranger the longer the nights go on. Falling asleep on the side, he begins the recurring nightmares of seeing his brothers kidnapped. However, something changes when he's at Freddy's. He starts to dream of 5 children, which I have to be careful how I word that.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
You had a feeling what was going to happen.
However, it turns out these are the specters of 5 kids that disappeared in the restaurant. Their bodies were never found, and though Freddy's was closed down, the owner's said to be sentimental, so he's kept the site running. Now, these kids all share certain looks that play off the animatronics in the restaurant, which becomes important later on in the film. Michael starts to learn more about them through a police officer named Vanessa and through the dreams themselves. Now, while all this is going on, Aunt Jane hires some shady characters, including Abby's babysitter, to get Mike fired. Jane had the babysitter actually going through Mike's to see if there was anything they could use to incriminate him with, and this is why she didn't mind not getting paid. Very clever. Now, while this is going on, they're served by a waiter who you might recognise as being YouTuber Matt Pat. Matt Pat's dived deep into the Five Nights lore, and he's dropped a number of theory videos on the series over the years. Man even gets to drop a little reference to this, as when he's serving them he says,
Some people say that, but you know, it's just a theory.
Are you being paid by the word, or could we have a minute?
one day I'll get a role in a movie myself, and I promise you guys I'll say theory. Also, shoutouts to our editor Matt for pointing out that him talking about food and theories might be a deep cut reference to his food theory channel. He also pointed out at the 28-minute mark that we might also get a deep cut to Sans' Ness. Super cool if that's the case. Matt obsesses over this stuff even more than I do, and he always spots these things. So yeah, shoutouts to him. And bloody good job as always. Now, as the group descend on the restaurant, they're of course attacked by the animatronics, leading to a bloodbath. Their corpses are stuffed inside the spare suits, which foreshadows the reveal with the kids. Throughout the film, we also get little nods to games including Easter eggs that call back to the source material. At one point we see a damaged dog, and I kinda took this as being a nod to Sparky. There's also a mirror with It's Me, and a couple of things that we'll talk about later. Now, due to her babysitter getting smashed like the like button, Steve hasn't got anyone to look after Abby. Thus she comes with him to the restaurant, which is when the animatronics start up again. Unlike the night before though, they're friendly to Abby, which is when we learn about the souls of the kids possessing the machines. Talking about the yellow rabbit constantly, we also see how this is similar to what happened with Garrett. Now, Vanessa warns Mike to not bring Abby back, and in the end Mike turns to Jane for help. Going back to the restaurant, he chucks back sleeping pills, and this is in order to get to the bottom of who kidnapped his brother. Coming across the kids, they offer Steve the chance to live with Garrett forever, and all he has to do is hand over Abby. Now, while this is going on, Freddy Fazbear appears at Jane's house and murders her before then taking Abby. In his dreams, the kids go Freddy Krueger and start attacking him, which is when he wakes up strapped to a torture device. Managing to escape, he's then helped by Vanessa, which is when we get one of the first major reveals. Turns out Vanessa's the daughter of the serial killer William Afton, who killed the kids and put their bodies in the animatronics. This is why they were never found, and their souls are now under his control, and in the end we learn William's actually posing as Steve. Yep, Matthew Lillard, he's their killer once more, and there's actually some clues to this laced throughout the intro. Those 8-bit graphics have his name appear on screen at a key time, and we also see as his character leads away the kids. It was all let in the intro, which leads to this opening actually being great to rewatch after you've seen the film. Now William in the end dresses up in the Spring Bunny suit and goes on the attack. At one point he actually wipes blood off his knife, which is a direct reference to Lillard's movie Scream, in that he of course played Ghostface and also wiped the blood like this when going against Cindy. Now though Vanessa had worked with him in the past, she ends up shooting her father. However, she gets stabs and it puts the character at death's door. This somewhat helps to redeem herself though, as she was a child when Garrett got taken. In the end, Abby ends up drawing a picture of what William really did, and this turns all the kids against him. Setting off the spring-lock machinery inside his suit, the guy's taken out once and for all. Or is he? Now Mike and Abby lead Vanessa out the restaurant, but at this point she falls into a coma. Though we don't get any resolution to this, I'm guessing that we'll see her popping up if we ever get a sequel. So far the movie's getting really bad reviews, but if it makes bank then I'm sure the studios won't care. Also, I don't know why the police wouldn't check out the animatronics to see where the bodies are, but here we are. Now great work Vanessa for working as a policewoman and covering up the murder case, and you better bloody hope you don't wake out that coma. In the end we close out to Spring Bunny starting up, and as he says, he always comes back. Now this of course teases things to come, and I'm guessing that Vanessa will be back to help stop her dad again. There's also the fact that she has crucial knowledge of Freddy's and can help deal with what's really going on there. Who knows, she might even inherit it and could be the person that keeps the evil trapped inside. Wait, is that Beck? I've just realised that's Beck from You. Not you. Now, as for Mike, I think him giving up Abby actually helps to change the arc that he goes on. Mike was someone who felt guilt over what happened to his brother, and it's clear that he blamed himself for his disappearance. The spirits used this to manipulate him with Abby, and he gave her up as a way to help soothe the pain he felt. In the end though, he snapped out of this and put the focus back on Abby so he could be there for her in a way that he hadn't been before. The whole movie is basically about whether he's good enough to take care of her as a brother, because he didn't feel like he could after what happened with Garrett. However, after all he's been through, we know that he is, which brings things full circle from the beginning. Now the pair make a pact to visit the restaurant again to see her friends, hinting at the horror not ending. Now on top of the tease, we also have a mid-credits scene that could be hinting at where things may be heading. And we cut to a taxi driver that's popped up in the film, and he's played by none other than Corey Kenshin. In case you don't know, he's also a YouTuber that did playthroughs of the game on his channel. This helped build up the popularity of it, and it's clear the creative team feel like they're indebted to him in some way. Now there were actually plans to have Markiplier in it too, but unfortunately his schedule didn't line up. He uploaded his first Let's Play back in 2014, and it's got over 114 million views, helping the game grow in popularity. It's a shame that he never got to be here, but hopefully they find a way to include him in the future. Corey's scared by Balloon Boy, who's popped up to startle Mike throughout the film. First appearing in the second game, it's possible that he hints to where things are going. I actually think that they might have him team up with William and even introduce some of the characters that we missed out here. This could usher in the appearance of someone like Circus Baby and bring in some more villains if we ever get that sequel. At roughly the 8-minute mark, we get somewhat of a hint towards her, and though it might not be her, we could see her pop up again. Now that's a big if, as we still don't know how the movie's performed, and things seem to be mixed amongst the fan community. I know some love it and some have had their problems, but either way, I think it'll be a big hit over Halloween. Dropping this in cinemas and on Peacock Day 1 probably shows the studio aren't too fixated on the money, as the movie only cost $20 million to make. I can easily see it getting this back, and then it'll probably branch out from there to create future films. Movies made for streaming, they tend to be done without a full focus on profit, and this definitely seems like it's gonna have an audience. As for my thoughts on it, I felt a bit disappointed, and a lot like the lawyer, just sat there like... They kinda create a plot that tries to carry the film when all we really want is to just see the killing. I think the big struggle with it is that the movie doesn't really know what it wants to be, and there's so many tonal changes throughout that unfortunately keep it unbalanced. You have a depressive, introspective look at the brother of a child that was kidnapped, and then stuff that's played out like we're part of a comedy. I feel like Willy's Wonderland was way better balanced tonally, and in my opinion it was a better Five Nights film than what this movie was. Whenever they lean into the source material though, this film really soars, but when it's doing its own thing, I feel like it struggles. In the end, I think it's an okay time if you're going with your brain turned off and just sit back and enjoy the little nods and moments that we get with the animatronics. The movie won't be for a lot of people, but I think fans will like it, though I think the most hardcore ones, even those might see it as slightly falling short. I think when you release something at Halloween, you're kind of throwing yourself out against other Halloween movies, and this falls short in comparison to hundreds of other films. In the end, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, but if you disagree, then let me know below. In general, I'd also love to hear your thoughts, and also if there's any Easter eggs that we didn't catch in our watch through. Please drop a like, and if you want to support the channel as a member of the Spoiler Society, then please click the join button. We get early access to videos every week, and it goes such a long way to helping us out. If you want to get some heavy spoilers merch, we've also got our t-shirt line located below the video that will let you pick up all kinds of tops like our Theory Time one, House of Dragons stuff, Marvel tees, and a lot more. We drop new designs on there all the time too, so definitely keep an eye out for them. Now if you want something else to watch, we've got a video on screen right now, so definitely head over there right after this. By the way, huge thank you for sticking through the video. I've been Paul, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.